Hi guys, so today we're going to work on the law of sines. So the law of sines is used when you have an oblique triangle, meaning a triangle with no right angles in them. And the law of sines formula is just a proportion. You have a over sine of a equals b over sine of b equals c over sine of c. And just like a proportion, we're only going to use two at a time. So it could be a over sine of a equals c over sine of c, a and b and c. But we'll use them two at a time. And if you note the example here, it's just easier just to draw out the triangle to kind of give yourself a visual. And then I also, if they give you a triangle, I also write it out as well. So it doesn't matter where you label angle A as long as side A is opposite of it. And same thing with side angle B. Doesn't really matter where you label angle B if they don't give you the diagram, just as long as angle B is opposite of side B. So right here would be 27.4 feet. And then angle C, which is 102 degrees, or sorry, 102.3 degrees, side C would be right across from it. So notice that the uppercase letters are going to be the angle, the lowercase letters will be the sides. When to use the law of cosine. So how I like to see it is anytime you have a corresponding side and angle, you can use the law of sines. So notice I'm given angle B and side B. Once I'm given any corresponding side and angle, I could use the law of sines. In this case, I'm going to set it equal to c over sine of c because I am given angle C. You could go about this problem two different ways. You can either find angle A first, but I'm just going to start with the law of sines. So I'm going to take b over sine of b, which are my two corresponding side and angles given, equals c over sine of angle C. And I'm just going to plug in everything that I'm given, which is 27.4 over sine of 28.7 degrees equals to c over sine of 102.3 degrees. So first of all, when you're using your calculator, make sure your setting is in degrees, because when you were module 5, it could have been in radians. So just make sure that your calculator is set to degrees. And we're going to solve this just like a proportion. We cross multiply. So we're going to take 27.4 times the sine of 102.3 degrees equals c times sine of 28.7 degrees. So I'm not actually going to calculate anything yet. I'm just going to work on getting c by itself. So since c is being multiplied to the sine of 28.7 degrees, I'm going to divide both sides by the sine of 28.7 degrees. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. Now, the biggest mistakes in Module 6 are usually the calculators. So first off, just make sure that you're set into in your calculator into degree mode. What we're going to do is we're going to calculate the numerator first. So make sure you type in 27.4 times the sine of 102.3 and press equals. I can't stress that enough. Press equals, you'll get this whole decimal of 26.77104, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to write down that whole decimal. You don't have to just round it and keep part of the answer. Instead, keep that whole decimal value in your calculator and then press divide. It should bring up the previous answer, which is that whole decimal, and then type in sine of 28.7 degrees and equals. And that should give you 55.75 feet, because remember this is lowercase c. So that means that represents the sides, and the sides are written as in terms of feet. So try not to round anything until you get to your final answer, because the more you round, the more you're going to dilute your final answer. So we have 55.75 feet for side C. And now, if you're given 2 out of 3 angles in a triangle, any triangle, you still have the same rule that you learned in geometry. The 3 angles will always add up to be 180 degrees in a triangle. So I'm going to take A plus 28.7 degrees plus 102.3 degrees equals 180. Oops, sorry about that. That should be a plus. I'm going to add 28.7 degrees plus 102.3 degrees and then subtract it from 180 degrees. So I'm going to isolate A, and angle A should give me 49 degrees when I'm done. All right, guys, we're almost there. We have one side left. Now, you could technically set A over sine of A equals B over sine of B, or you could set it equal to C over sine of C because you have everything here from each one. But I always suggest you set it equal to what's given to you, because in case you made a mistake in solving for side C, it won't carry on to your answer for side A. So for this, I am just going to set A, which I don't know the side, over sine of angle A, which is 49 degrees, equal the given values, which is B, 27.4, over sine of B. So the sine of 28.7 degrees. And again, I'm just going to cross multiply. So I have A times the sine of 28.7 degrees equals 27.4 times the sine of 49 degrees. And again, I'm going to worry about the calculations later. For now, I'm just going to get A by itself, and that would mean dividing both sides by what it's multiplied by, which is the sine of 28.7 degrees. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. And make sure in your calculator, 27.4 times the sine of 49, press equals, and you'll get something around 20.679, and then just press divided. It will bring that whole decimal over for you, the sine of 28.7, and you should get 43.06 feet. Okay, guys, I hope this helps, and if your calculator didn't come out with the same numbers, just feel free to ask, and I will help you out. Have a great day, guys.